All right, we are here. We are back. Thank you for enduring that 2-minute long opener.
There's nothing wrong with the opener.
There really is nothing wrong with it. It's, Rob was actually just talking about it off air. He was like, I don't like it. It's too long.
It's too long.
Language. God, we're not even a minute into the show. Well, actually, we're 2 minutes.
Wasn't weren't like the old school, after school specials, didn't they have at least a minute long?
Minute to a minute and a half.
Have you watched
for
Game
television?
Have you watched Game of Thrones ever?
Oh, that's true.
Opening
That's true.
is 2 hours long.
The only
All right, the show is
For
only an
YouTube,
hour. The show's an hour, but you got to watch an intro for 2 hours first.
The only reason that the show is an hour is because they need to preview or recap what happened, then go through a 4-minute long intro, and then by the time you get to it, it's been 50 minutes in, and you're like, I still don't know what's going on.
Look, if we had bear breasts and dragons on this show, make it a 7-minute intro.
All right. So here we are back on Super Cool Nerd Show, and as you know, we were at PAX South last week. So if you didn't watch the broadcast on Saturday, it's still up, so you can check it out then. I am Matt. To my left, your right is the Jersey Jackass, the former MPX Tag Team Champion, BC.
Soon to be 5-time Tag Team Champion as soon as I find myself a new apprentice.
I was about to say, you kind of need like a partner, right? Apprentice,
I will find myself a new apprentice.
Maybe he plans to use a phantom one.
Oh, maybe.
Yes. I'll hold both belts. I don't care. Matt Morgan did it. I can hold both belts. Real Jackass BC, RealJackAssBC on all them social medias.
All right, perfect. Then to my right, your left is Miss Cora.
PAX was amazing.
And we will get to that in just a moment. And then to her left, I don't even know what that is to you anymore, is Mr. Robin Tropy filling up his bottle that was full of, I believe, vodka or Everclear. I'm not sure, with Arizona tea.
It was soda, and I'm drinking iced tea right now, because Rob don't drink no more.
That's true. You don't drink anymore, and I feel like that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It's totally her right, bro.
Is it her right?
Yeah, it's her right.
Yeah, this is my
Her
right.
right.
Left.
Their left.
Yeah.
Directions are hard.
Thank you.
And
I
then
was gonna
running
point
the
that out.
board is not the professor this week. However, it is a different professor. It is Jason the Charles Xavier. Welcome, Jason the Charles X Xavier.
That was good.
Thank you.
That's probably That's really good.
Yes.
It's jazz o'clock, motherfuckers.
No, it's not.
Oh my
It's never jazz o'clock.
Never.
It's never. Beer 30, maybe. Never jazz o'clock. But like I said, welcome to Super Cool Nerd Show. We are live. We are on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook Live. And we appreciate you guys having us and letting us be in your homes for the next hour. Today we're going to be talking about DC and the issues that they've had lately, especially Batfleck.
We got problems.
Got problems. Also, the intern Ricardo is not here, but that's because he spontaneously combusted after playing our noobing game, and you'll see a little bit of that later and find out why that is. But, as we always do, we're going to kick it all off with some super cool nerd news.
Super Cool Nerd News is powered by Cinelinx, Cinelinx.com, your one-stop for your news, reviews, editorials, and more. We're going to keep it on Cinelinx. Let's start out with some video game news. Battlefront 2 is coming, and EA is given a statement that gives us all, pun intended, hope. The biggest issue most had with the first Battlefront is the fact that there was no story mode. Well, it looks like EA is fixing that. A spokesperson for EA said, "Our next Star Wars Battlefront will be even bigger, taking players into more locations and allowing them to play with more heroes and characters across multiple Star Wars eras. There will be new ways to play, including an all-new single-player campaign, and much, much more that we are all excited to share with our players in the coming months ahead." What the story mode will entail is unknown for now. I hate you. Will it be a canon story, since we now know that everything that comes out is canon? We'll have to wait and see. But for now, all we know is that we have hope. Black Manta and Aquaman will be joining Jason Momoa when he finally takes a break from getting the Super Friends lunch orders and hits the big screen. THR reports that Yahya Abdul-Mateen and Nicole Kidman are both in early talks to join James Wan's Aquaman. Abdul-Mateen, who starred in Netflix's Baz Luhrmann show The Get Down, will play the part of Black Manta, with Kidman up for the role of Aquaman's mother. Atlanta. Aquaman's mom.
I believe it's Atlanta.
Atlanta. Wan and the studio have been meeting with numerous actors for the part of Black Manta over the past 2 weeks and decided on Abdul-Mateen over the weekend, with official offer going out Monday. Kidman also got an offer on Monday after Wan made it known that she was at the top of his list for Aquaman. Aquaman is the next DC movie to be going in front of the cameras, with an April start in Australia being planned. It is currently scheduled for an October 5th, 2018 release. After a long time of silence, we have a cast for Cloak and Dagger. Olivia Holt from Kickin' It and The Standoff will play Tandy Bowen, a.k.a. Dagger. And Aubrey Joseph from Run All Night will play Tyrone Johnson, a.k.a. Cloak. The executive spoke on the cast, saying the characters of Tandy and Tyrone have always stood out to me ever since I met them on the pages of Marvel Comics when I was a boy. When Olivia and Aubrey read for the roles, these characters leapt off the page. We're so excited to see what these young talented actors and actresses can bring to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Along with the casting of Freeform's Cloak and Dagger, we also got the official cast list for The Runaways, which will air on Hulu. All in all, Marvel is running away with casting news. The final trailer for Beauty and the Beast has dropped, and once again Disney has hit a home run. This trailer is breathtakingly stunning, bringing to life the first ever animated film nominated for Best Picture. Brings with a lot of expectations, and if these trailers are anything to be believed, then Disney has got a breakout on their hands, because it looks incredible. Black Panther has started production in Atlanta. This marks the first time that Marvel has had 2 films in production, as Avengers Infinity War is in the midst of filming as well. Along with the announcement of Black Panther going into production, we got a brand new synopsis that reads, Black Panther follows T'Challa, who after the events of Captain America Civil War, returns home to the isolated, technologically advanced African nation of Wakanda to take his place as king. However, when an old enemy reappears on the radar, T'Challa's mettle as king and Black Panther is tested when he is drawn into conflict that puts the entire fate of Wakanda and the world at risk. The cast reads as a who's who of Academy Award nominees, starring Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o, Martin Freeman, with Academy Award nominee Angela Bassett, and Academy Award winner Forrest Whitaker and Andy Serkis. Black Panther will hit U.S. theaters on February 16th, 2018. Black Panther will be returning in the Avengers, as well as his own film, as well as Godzilla will be returning. This we know, and we also know that Stranger Things breakout star Millie Bobby Brown will be joining the King of Monsters when he returns to the big screen in 2019. Legendary's recently dubbed Monsterverse will expand later this year when Kong Skull Island hits theaters, reintroducing the iconic giant gorilla to the screen. Godzilla King of the Monsters will hit theaters on March 22nd, 2019. A brand new poster for the Power Rangers has dropped. Woo! And as you can see right here, it's pretty cool. But let's quickly go to Jason for his response.
I like it.
Okay then, more DC problems. If it wasn't enough that audiences and critics alike were split on both Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, and BVS, the rumors of James Wan leaving Aquaman, 3 directors bailing from The Flash, then a page 1 rewrite of The Flash, DC fans have always had an ace in the hole. They could always say, just like Paul Heyman said, yeah, but we got Ben Affleck directing the Batman, so we're just fine. Well, guys, we're not fine anymore. It's time to hit the panic button because Sad Affleck is dropping out of the Batman. Not as a starring role or as producer, but just as a director. He said, there are certain characters who hold a special place in the hearts of millions. Performing this role demands focus, passion, and the very best performance I can give. It has become clear that I cannot do both jobs to the level they require. Together with the studio, I have decided to find a partner and a director who will collaborate with me on this massive film. I am still in this, and we are still making it, but we are currently looking for a director. I remain extremely committed to this project and look forward to bringing this to life for the fans around the world. Yeah, sure. This past weekend was the 30th annual Royal Rumble, and Finn Balor entered at number 30 and won the thing. That's what happened. Can't tell me otherwise. That's your Super Cool Nerd News, powered by Cinelinx, Cinelinx.com, your one stop for your news, reviews, editorials, and more.
Oh, I didn't realize we were doing alternative facts now on this show. That's cool.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hashtag alternative facts about that Royal Rumble.
No idea what you're talking about. Finn Balor was number 30.
Also, what's your deal, man? You were like laughing and giggling. I don't know what your problem
Yeah, I mean,
was.
that's not very professional,
That's
dude.
not professional.
No, it's not.
At all.
Not at all.
Nope.
Nope.
I don't know why you're doing it. Why are you staring at me then?
Yeah, I know. Finn Balor was number 30. True story.
Yeah, it wasn't Roman Reigns
No.
for the 30th anniversary. It wasn't Roman Reigns at all.
I think the funniest thing.
Dada.
Seriously, but was not the funniest thing the golf cart?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Especially seeing like Braun Strowman.
Yeah, that was weird. Look, Mark Henry getting on it, Big Show getting on it. Okay, makes sense.
No.
Braun Strowman and Bray, I'm like, that's kind of
Bray
weird.
wrote
I feel like
Too?
Bray was like
Yeah, Bray wrote it too.
Bray was probably just bored. Like he was just lazy that day.
I mean, it's precedent. They've done it before. They always make that ramp way too damn long.
It's too damn long. It's a half a
I mean,
mile
it's
long.
it's not as long as the WrestleMania ramp, but still.
No. But I still love how like we were messaging each other during it, and we're like, "Are they already gassed?" Yeah, bro. You just sprinted a half a mile just to get down there. I was surprised Ty Dillinger made it, and he wasn't just like, Ted. I'm like a 1 now, guys. I'm so tired.
The smartest person the whole bunch was Undertaker. He was under the ring the whole time.
Dude, and I even said it beforehand. I was like, oh my god, his entrance is going to be so damn long. And then all of a sudden, boom, and he just appeared. I was like, thank god. Yeah.
That was dope.
I bet you went nuts during that part.
I did. I had a lot of fun. There were two moments that the life was sucked out of me. And that was when James Ellsworth came out.
God, why? That's such a waste.
And then when we're sitting there and it's counting down and it's number 30 and I'm like, Kurt Angle, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Triple H, Seth Rollins.
Somebody I give a shit about.
Yeah.
Who's it gonna be? And it's Roman freaking Reigns.
And my thing is, you had your chance. You had your moment in one of the main events, one of the title matches, and it was a great title match.
Here's the only thing I can say that was okay about it. And I'm going to break a little kayfabe here, but whatever. So, they push Roman Reigns, regardless.
Yes.
So Roman's going to come out there, and you're thinking, once The Undertaker's gone, you're looking at who's in there, and you're like, Roman's winning this.
Yeah.
No one else makes any sense. And so to give that alone, you're like, well, Roman's winning it. That's it right there. We got a winner. And to see it, and when it comes down to Bray and Randy and Roman, and you're like, oh, great. So he's going to overcome the odds and still win this damn thing. Okay, cool. When it throws out Bray, yep, there you go. And then all of a sudden Orton throws his ass out. And you're just like, what?
Yeah.
What just happened? So on that level alone, good job.
It's funny
And
because
it's kind of like Vince going, we're going to troll that damn audience. They don't like Roman. We're going to give it to it at 30.
I always feel like it's the Penguin whenever you're doing that. All right, so all right,
sense.
let's switch gears for a moment. Let's talk about how the Power Rangers had a brand new poster. It was a beautiful one. It's a lot better than the one we have over here that we were showing on the door. It actually shows them in action, but. And I suppose I should really direct this question over to Jason. Does it bother you that you're still not really seeing the Mastodon or the Triceratops?
It's weird.
Look, why them beasts got 8 and 6 legs. I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to explain that one to me, but I still want to buy the Megazord.
Well, of course you do. You're a collector. You're the collector.
But look, there better be something in the movie why them beasts got multiple legs. That's
You
all
know
I'm
they're
saying.
going to explain something.
They need to.
They have to.
Please.
I bet they don't. I bet they're just. It's just there.
It is what it is. It's done.
It's gonna be like the new Triple X when all of a sudden motorcycles just become jet skis. How do they do that? Don't worry, they just do.
How's that movie going, by the way?
Oh man, it dropped out. It dropped out. It didn't
Wow.
hit the top 5. No, it did hit top 5 week 1.
I'm sure
But it
week
dropped
1, yeah.
But it
Because
did
you're like,
drop.
oh, a Vin Diesel movie. I'd love to watch
And
that.
then people watched it.
And then people watched it, yeah.
I still thought it was fun as hell, but
See, there's a high schooler that rides my bus in the morning that talks with me just because we see each other every morning. I wish she wouldn't, but whatever. And she was like,
rude.
I don't like people.
Says me.
But she was like, oh my god, it was so good. It was like the best movie so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Has he not watched anything?
She
has not watched anything?
I don't think I don't think
High
so.
schooler.
That's true.
Vin
You're right.
Diesel.
You're right.
Oh
my
my god,
bad.
he's so dreamy.
I wish I was that
This is-
Brazilian
no,
reporter.
No, this is the best thing. I brought up to her, like, I really liked the first one, but I wasn't really too big on the second one. Oh my god, there were 2 others?
Nope. Out. I'm out.
Like,
That's the person you kill. You should have killed her right there on the bus.
well,
You're going to advance the species? Nope. Not today.
Not today, motherfucker.
So let's all right, so Black Panther's coming out and it's really the big story was that it was, they started filming. That's cool, whatever. But I feel like the bigger story was the fact that this movie it's going to be an Academy Award winning movie, right?
It has to.
I mean,
It has to be. It's got to be on the level of Suicide Squad.
If it
No.
does not win an Academy Award, it's going to be nominated.
has to be for like
You're not going to put all those people in that movie
No.
and then not nominate a movie. Black people would lose their minds. Black Twitter would go off.
I love when Black Twitter goes off.
me too.
So
Yeah.
are we saying Chadwick Boseman, best actor?
I wouldn't doubt it.
You're not going to put all those people in that movie
No.
and wait to see what happens.
He's
It might be
he's
one of
on the he's
villains.
on the level. Like he can, the dude can act. But this cast: Lupita Nyong'o, Angela Bassett,
Holy
Forrest
shit.
Whitaker,
Yeah.
Martin Freeman, who oddly enough is not.
He's-
I didn't realize
he's-
he wasn't an Oscar.
You know he's white too, right?
I know, but I didn't
Just
know he
making
wasn't.
sure, like
I didn't realize he wasn't an Oscar nominee. I thought
Yeah,
no,
no,
somewhere in
yeah,
he's-
you would think he would have, but
He's
he's
won a BAFTA though.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
British actors. Yeah,
But
Well, that's all that matters.
yeah, it's the BAFTA. That's the only one he's
That's the only
qualified
one
for.
I recognize.
Yeah, the BAFTA.
I don't recognize all
Yeah,
the Oscar.
I love that cast.
and I love the new synopsis too. I mean, it's again, it's pretty straightforward. It's exactly what we thought we were gonna get, but it makes sense. It calls back to Captain America: Civil War.
Yep.
And all that stuff. And we'll talk about it later when we get into the DC movie news. But it's just we talked about how it's not really news that okay they're going into production, but then think about it. Well, it's just another day at the office. Marvel's going into production. We're doing good. All right, we got 2 movies going swell. DC's like, we're rewriting. We're losing directors. We're
Yeah. All right.
like-
We'll get to that in a
Again,
bit, though.
we'll
We'll
get
get.
to it, but
Let's.
it's just that's technically news because look at it. It's just they're a well-oiled machine. They're just moving along.
Well, the last thing I want to touch on, and it has to do with Marvel, actually. So good for a good segue there. Is the casting of the Runaways, which is fantastic. It's the Runaways. It's based off of the amazing comic series, and it's gonna be on Hulu. And they've cast there are 6 main characters, and I'll just roll through them real quick. Renzi Feliz is playing Alex Wilder. You got Lyrica Okano, who will be playing Nico Minoru. If I'm butchering this, I'm sorry. Virginia Gardner plays Carolina Dean. You got Ariella Barrer playing Gert Yorks, Allegra Acosta, Molly Hernandez, and Greg Sulkin is going to be Chase Stein. But I'm excited for this. I love.
I absolutely am.
You have 6 up-and-coming actors who are relatively unknown, and I think that's perfect. Because you look at the Runaways, you don't know any of these characters, so I don't want to know any of the actors. So, if you're going to make any big-name casting, make it the parents. Make the villains.
The best thing I like about it is that it's not a well-known Marvel property, so they can take some liberties and go on TV. Whereas, like, us kind of hardcores, we're like, hey, Runaways. Sold.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good from
so long as it's not like what CW is doing with Riverdale.
Fuck that show.
Is that bad?
It's
I haven't
bad.
watched it. I've heard a couple of people say they like it, and then I've heard some people say that it's not good.
I'm gonna steal something from What Culture.
Was, the whole thing with Miss Grundy though. That was the one that was like.
That was awkward.
First, in the comics, she was an old lady, and now it's like, oh, but she's younger, but she's still having sex with a teenager.
I guess you could call it a shit Archie show for wankers.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hashtag shit Archie show for wankers.
Like that's my problem with Riverdale is that it doesn't feel like Archie.
Nope,
no, not at all.
So it feels like CW like got it and they were like, hey, we need another teen angst drama. Let's make this. And it's just not good. It's not Archie. So that's what I'm hoping is not what they do with Runaways.
Well, they're losing Vampire Diaries, so they need something to replace it, and they came up with Riverdale. So.
Which is
how do you get Riverdale from?
Don't try to.
Don't define it. It is what it is.
It's going back to MTV. How do you get that show they have Teen Wolf from Teen Wolf? That's not Teen Wolf. Hashtag not my Teen Wolf.
You got really into it for Teen Wolf there for a moment.
That does really make me mad.
Dylan O'Brien do it for you, buddy?
It makes me so mad, that damn show. It's not my Teen Wolf.
It's really not Teen Wolf. No. All right, so now let's go ahead and that news portion is over. So thank you so much for bringing that.
I don't like that you didn't comment on my Aquaman joke.
I poked you for your Aquaman joke.
Thank you.
No, that was not a
your
joke.
Your Aquaman joke sucked. It bombed.
You could have done better.
Let it go.
Like, all right.
There was a joke in there.
Well, I was performing, so it was a little bit more entertaining than what you were talking about. So let's get into PAX South. We were there in San Antonio, and it was an amazing show. Just quick run through of it. We got to experience a lot. We both got to experience the Nintendo Switch. You got to play Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Finally.
What were your thoughts on it?
And that's it.
And that's it. That's done. We're good.
No, but seriously, like, I didn't really get to experience a lot of it. It was only a 20-minute demo, which sounds like a lot.
20 minutes?
But...
Oh, I've played 40 minutes of it, bro.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like...
So, language!
While 20 minutes sounds like a lot of time, it's really not when this game is concerned. You got one task done. One task.
Pretty much.
But what I loved is, this may be spoilers. I don't know what other people consider spoilers these days.
Can you spoil the video game?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you can.
Not plot spoiler, but you can get, like, all the weapons at the beginning.
Yeah. No, that's not a spoiler.
And you can run around naked. That's
a spoiler.
I ran around without a shirt on because I didn't want to freak the lady out behind me too much. Oh my god.
Should have freaked out the lady behind you too much.
I was already scaring her a little bit because I kept making noises when I was playing, like...
So that was the biggest thing, was that the Nintendo Switch was there. You had to wait for in an hour for that was 3 hours, or a line that was 3 hours long.
Which technically it was like a 4-hour wait because I had to wait an hour to get into the 3-hour line.
Yeah.
And then the line guard took pity on me because he saw me waiting there for an hour. It's like, don't worry, when the line opens up again, you get to come back, you get to come in. And then I had to leave to do an interview. And when I came back, he saw me getting in the line. He's like,
yes, doing your job.
I was like, yeah, I had to go do a thing, and then he took pity on me, and when they opened up for people to go in, I got to go in instead of waiting another 3 hours.
And that's awesome. So kudos to the Nintendo guys.
Thank you. If you're watching this show, thank you. I love you.
Meanwhile, like they had different things that you could do. So there was a 3-hour line you could wait for Zelda. There was the 2.5-hour line that you could wait to play any game on the Nintendo Switch, or there was the crowd that you get picked randomly at to play different games. So I waited in line, I waited in the crowd at first, and I got selected to play a game called Snipper Cutters, which is a really just tiny no-name game. I just wanted a chance to play the Switch. And the first thing I noticed was the Joy-Con, they're actually thick. They're pretty thick pieces of hardware. It's nothing flimsy, nothing that you can like snap or anything like that. But the Switch itself is tiny. Like, it is relatively, and we measured this, Rob, it's relatively just a little bit bigger than the size of the 3DS XL.
Yeah, but what I did was when Matt sat down to play.
The separate time, I got picked again to play Mario Kart.
I took my 3DS XL and put it on top of it and took a picture. And the 3DS XL is roughly the size of the Switch without the Joy-Cons on it.
Yes.
It's maybe a small sliver of space, but roughly that's the size. So take 2 Joy-Cons at about that, whatever the hell, and slap those on the side, and that's the Switch.
But what I love about it is that that doesn't really diminish the quality of it at all. It's still beautiful. It's still perfect. And you were telling us that it's a seamless transition from TV to Switch.
Yes, while we were playing the demo for Zelda, the lady let us know all you have to do pretty much is, set down the controller so you have hands and just pick the tablet up and it just automatically changes. And so that's what I did. I picked up the tablet, about a 5-second delay, boom, it's on my screen. And when I was done playing it on the screen, because I'm not going to play the demo on a tiny screen, I'm going to play it on the big screen. Sat it back into its little dock, 5 seconds, boom, back on the screen.
And that's awesome.
Yep, and I ran around a little bit on the tablet. There wasn't any lag. There wasn't any video quality that was like all fucked up and everything.
Language.
Like it was beautiful and everything that I would want. So now I know that when I'm not done playing Zelda, I can just go book and keep going.
That's right. And there was a couple of things that I noticed too whenever I was playing Mario Kart. At least was it's a comfortable. Yeah, it was comfortable to play it. Like whenever I was holding it on the mobile version, I liked it. Like it didn't feel cumbersome. It didn't feel like it was too bulky. It was just kind of like that perfect size. And I think this is kind of the biggest thing that everybody really wants to know about. I saw someone drop it. I did. And it was, nothing happened. It was perfect. It was fine. But it was funny because the guy dropped it and the attendant was like, hold up. Let me just make sure it's fine. It goes over and he picks it up. He's like, okay, we're good. Next person up. I was like, good. So it can get dropped. That's fine. So, all right. Like, we're
but this
crisis
of course,
averted.
Is someone dropping it on the convention floor, which has no carpeting. At home,
yeah.
If you have carpeting,
you're
okay.
Yeah, which is also a testament to it because that floor is basically concrete.
Yes.
With a rug on top of it.
So the Nintendo Switch was the biggest deal, but there were a couple other cool little things that we got to experience while we were there. And my favorite thing is the shirt that I'm wearing was from Greybox Rhyme. It's a puzzle game, a puzzle adventure game where you're a kid who is like trapped on this island. It's a mysterious island that you don't really know much about, and you're trying to navigate through it, doing different complicated little puzzles that were fun. But the entire time, that game is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You're watching it and you're like, oh my god, can I go there? That place is gorgeous. And the guy, the creator that we ended up talking to, I believe his name was Raul.
Raul Rubio.
Yeah, Raul Rubio. He said that they were based in Spain. So their main motivation for making this game was their view. Because they looked out on the Mediterranean and they're like, that's what we want to make. We want to take that and put it into this game, and it's there. It's just gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really sad I
if you
didn't
want
get
to
to play
see a
that.
video, Matt's video as far as the interview, that is online on the YouTube page.
That's right, and we'll get those up also on Cinelinks too. We'll be starting that up on Friday. You got a chance to talk to Rooster Teeth.
Yes, I got to talk to Michael for Rooster Teeth Gaming. They're actually going to be starting soon doing indie games kind of thing. So they're going to be working with independents to bring more games. And the one that they were previewing this week, or the weekend of PAX, is Battle Sloths 2024. It is an adorable game, and everyone needs to go play this game. You're basically a sloth fighting other sloths for pizza.
That's awesome.
And what's really great, because we were talking about the different ones, there's not really a difference in the sloths other than like what they're wearing. They all have the same power level kind of thing, but you're fighting over pizza. Are you really going to argue? I mean, this is
Plus
the
you
game.
have guns.
Yeah, you also have guns. Let's not forget the guns. But they also mentioned that the Ruby game is going to be going to console soon. That's a big deal.
All right. As far as the con itself, though, I just want to get quick impressions of it. I thought it was a relatively good con. Like, it wasn't really anything bad that happened. And, I mean, outside of the Nintendo area, it didn't feel, like, cluttered. And I don't honestly feel like I missed much for the games that I didn't play. So y'all guys feel the same way?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm sad I didn't get to play Rhyme.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
That was my only disappointment. Because I saw the booth as we were leaving, and I was like,
Yeah, it was, and they also put us in a tiny little room too, so we weren't even out there with everybody else. They had their own like little area where you had a mural of Rhyme behind us, and I was like, "Can I take that? Can I take that home?" And they said, "No, we're gonna set that up in our new Houston office." So I was like, "Come on." So Rob, what about you?
My impressions?
Yeah.
My impressions of PAX is on that video that Jason's going to show us in a little bit.
All right. So then without further ado, let's do it. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a break for a moment, and you guys check out our time from PAX South 2017. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and I am currently recording the 30 for 30. This was the XFL.
XFL!
Yeah, thank you, by the way, for reminding me that that was a thing, because that is something we definitely need to watch.
Bro, He Hate Me was the greatest thing ever, dog. Rod Smart all day.
I love how they had like wrestling names as their like whatever the hell it
You
was.
can put whatever you want in
Like,
it.
I just love it.
There were the two linebackers from the Extreme that had I Hate He and I Hate He Too.
I cannot wait to watch it. We need to have like a 30 for 30 watching party for This Was the XFL. We need to do that. So before we move forward with anything else, we need to take a moment to talk about Loot Crate. They supply most of the clothes that we wear and most of the memorabilia that we collect. So what is it this year? What are we doing this year for Loot Crate?
I love Loot Crate. I'm wearing Loot Crate socks right now. They're
Excellent.
Doctor Strange. They're so effing cool. What Loot Crate is, Loot Crate
And
is
comfortable.
They are really comfortable.
Yeah, they're extremely comfortable.
Oh,
I'm wearing
and I don't even-
the Harry Potter socks
I
right
don't
now.
even like socks. Like, I normally like ankle socks, but these are so comfortable. I wear them
Yeah.
all the time. But what Loot Crate is, it's a monthly subscription service that gives you epic swag in a box that all geeks and gamers are going to absolutely love. And the theme for February is coming up. And as February, roll up your sleeves and get ready to celebrate some pop culture with the most put together franchises out there. February's hands-in theme is Build. It features Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Batman, Lego Dimensions, and Tetris. And as always, will feature its monthly t-shirt and pin. You got to check out Loot Crate. Go to lootcrate.com/SCNSlive and put in the promo code SCNSlive at checkout to get a 10% discount on your first box of loot.
And don't forget that we actually will be having our January Loot Crate unboxing video coming out in a couple of days.
Saturday.
So keep an eye out for it on youtube.com/SCNSlive.
Yeah, watch that and realize that you can't not get Loot Crate because that's some cool
It's
stuff.
amazing
Yeah, it
stuff.
is.
All right, so now we're switching gears to a little bit more of a somber tone. Some people might think it's a hilarious tone.
It's kind of fun.
But, you know, it depends on how you feel. Are you a DC apologist or are you a DC hater?
Fuck 'em.
All right.
Well, I guess we know what a board operator is.
We know what Jason the
Shut the hell
Extreme.
the extreme is doing. All right. So DC is run through a few issues lately, and the biggest one being that Batfleck is no longer directing his solo Batman film. And that's a big blow for DC.
Yeah.
I said it in the news, man. Like they always had that ace in the hole. No matter what happened, no matter how the critics bash on whatever movie comes out, or how much, anything, directors leave or rewriting any movie, don't worry. We have Ben Affleck to direct the Batman.
If I may interject a second.
Not anymore.
No.
Panic button, son.
Yeah, and it's really disappointing because, like, Ben Affleck, he's such a great director, and I almost wonder, does it have to do with the whole Live by Night debacle?
Here's my issue, because, he came out and said, I'm not going to direct it unless the script is great. All right? I want the perfect script, then I'll direct it.
Yeah. So I guess he didn't have the perfect script.
And what was hidden in the news story, now I didn't put it in the news, what was hidden in the news story is Chris Terrier just turned in a brand new script for the Batman. So now we're not directing, but he likes Chris Terrier. That was his guy for Argo. So I trust him, but why are you not directing now?
I don't know. I mean, we're talking about how DC has a lot of issues, and I think it mostly stems from the fact that we're talking about Batfleck. But there's even rumors that are coming out about Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
That Wonder Woman has been...
It's discombobulated
Yeah.
and all over the place. And you go to the fact that you take the Flash and you're doing a page one rewrite. That's not, let's touch up a few things.
No, you're redoing the
That's
whole thing.
Throw that fucker out and start again.
You think is Jeff Johns? He's the one that's running things now, right? All right. So, do you think Jeff Johns maybe is like looking over everything? And he's like, "The fuck did you guys do?" And he's just like throwing things, just rewriting, just going through everything.
I said it on It Is What It Is. It's like, you know what? I bet Ben Affleck's looking at all these production, these films and stuff, just like he was looking at Superman and Wonder Woman fighting Doomsday. Just, what am I supposed to do about this? This looks too big. I don't know what's going on. There's too much to deal with. What the hell? And it's just, I I think it really is too many cooks in the kitchen, and they're saying that Jeff Johns is overseeing things, but I don't think the WB is letting him oversee things. I think that's just, well, we'll just say he's doing it, but we're still gonna go and change things.
Yeah.
Jason is chomping at the bits. Go ahead, Jay.
Just to the DC fans out there, where's your hope now?
Really? Like, that was just... See, that's unnecessary. Let's move forward. Let's get back over here. Let's get back to what's important
We
here.
do not completely endorse anything that Jason the X may say.
Yeah.
That is his own opinion.
Well, see, here's the interesting thing.
I try to be, silver lining, because there were things about BVS that I liked. I'm not a big fan of Man of Steel. I love Suicide Squad, even though I can admit it's not a great movie, but I still had fun watching it. But even when this happened, even I'm going, this ain't good, man.
Actually, if what you say is true about Jeff Johns is going in there and saying, y'all need to go back to square one, I actually consider that a good thing, because I do like Jeff Johns' writing.
Yeah.
And if he's actually going in there and they are letting him go, no, motherfucker. Go back, go to your room, and rewrite this.
I mean,
I'm fine with that.
That has
see,
to
the
be
thing is
what's
they're-
going on, right? Especially
but
for
they're
the
not telling
Flash.
They're not telling us what's going on. Like with
They don't
Marvel,
tell you anything.
with Marvel, Kevin. If something gets changed, Kevin Feige said,
Yeah.
"Oh, hell no, we're not doing this."
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think Jeff Johns has the power that they
It's
told us.
a touchy subject for them right now. Let's face it. BVS did not do as well as they wanted to. Neither did Suicide
Right.
Squad.
Well, Suicide Squad actually did pretty well because
it's $1 billion.
yeah, they had their expectations.
Academy nominee.
They had-
Suicide Squad. Thank you very much.
They had their expectations set pretty low for Suicide Squad, so I think versus the way you're comparing BVS and Suicide Squad, I wouldn't do that. I think BVS, yes, was a total failure. Suicide Squad was actually a surprising hit. The DC hater over here won't admit to that.
And see, this is in conjunction with what Jason had said about, they're not telling us anything. This happened back when they first announced BVS, where they're like, we're going to have this character, this character, this character, this character, this character. And for like months, that's all they would tell us about the film. They wouldn't tell us anything.
Nope.
And it had been at least a year in production, I think it was, and we still didn't know anything about the film. But all we knew is basically the Justice League was in it.
See, that's what I'm thinking is, I don't think it's the fact that they're not telling us. I think they're telling us too damn much. They shouldn't have told us the whole damn slate. They shouldn't have told us that Cyborg movie's coming out now that Cyborg's not coming out. They should not be telling us that they're splitting Black Adam into his own film. They should not be
That's
telling
stupid.
us that the Gotham Sirens is coming. Shut the F up. Close your doors. Get your stuff together.
And then release
and
it.
then talk about it. Let's do one movie at a time.
Yeah.
Okay? And I get it, you're making money. You're making a lot of money. Okay, cool. Michael Bay movies make money too. They keep making those Transformer films. That's fine. But you're still going to get shit on by all of the fans until you make something that we're going to enjoy.
And see, what they're trying to do is what Marvel does, here for the next 10 years, here's our lineup. But the difference is, anytime Marvel has done that, they have delivered on every single one.
Yeah.
There may have been delays,
And yeah,
Except
they
for one.
change things, but that one's simple. The TV and movie split completely, so that's where you saw the Inhumans back down.
Right.
And that one made sense. Other than that, dates may have shifted here and there, but for the most part, things are, hey, this is what we're doing, and we're going to keep moving with it.
Well, I think it's a little different because you look at and it's important to talk about how the way you're saying that DC should go is how the way Marvel started. Because now Marvel, the way everybody remembers it now is Marvel's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna throw out all of these dates and all these characters. No, at first they started one movie at a time, and it started with Iron Man.
yes.
And then it moved on to this next, I think it was Incredible Hulk. And then it moved on to Iron Man 2. You didn't know anything until you saw the extra added scene after the credits. That's when you knew something else was going to happen. So DC is unfortunately playing catch up, and they have to say, oh, well, hey guys, this is everything we're doing. And then that sets an expectation that's way too high for them to ever, exceed or to even meet. So if they started early on and they said, okay, we're creating a Superman movie. Okay, that's it. That's all we're talking about. Superman. That's it. And then the next one they do is like Batman. All right, we're doing Batman now. And then the extra scene is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're doing a Wonder Woman. But they go in order. And then as soon as they get to Avengers, that's whenever they do what Marvel did. Split off, be like, bam, 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 bam. This is everything that we're doing, guys. But they didn't do that.
Yeah, and they're
Because
being
DC
so
didn't wanna
reactionary.
DC didn't want to wait 8 years to do what Marvel did.
Yeah.
They wanted to push everything out as fast as possible because, hey, they're making money. We have heroes. Let's do the same thing. The thing I said about these movies was you had one movie and had a bunch of holes in it.
Yes.
So then you come in with the second movie, and that movie fills in those holes, but then this movie still has holes in it, and that's what it seems like DC's doing. They're just filling in the holes from the last movie.
Yeah.
It's basically like they're on a ship that has holes, and they plug up this hole, but they ignore the fact that there's holes on the other side. And when they're like, oh, there's holes over here, by that point, there's more holes on the other side, and they just keep taking on water until they sink.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've set a record for the amount of times holes was mentioned on a Super Cool Nerd Show.
Shia LaBeouf, holes.
Excellent.
And it goes to even down to the rumor mills for the movies. When you get like a short list for the new Green Lantern, and you got Ryan Reynolds on that short list.
Yeah, like there's too many leaks.
Did you really expect us to believe that one?
There's more leaks out of DC.
I guarantee though that was the executive going, yo, what if we got Bradley Cooper? Hey, you know what? It'd be cool if we could get Tom Cruise. Hey, you know what? That Ryan Reynolds guy, he brought the Deadpool back. Let's see if he can do the same thing for the Green Lantern. Now let's try that one.
There are more leaks in that organization than the entire San Francisco 49ers. Like, it's bad. All right? Like, they need to... I think the best thing to do, and it's unfortunate, because I think that they've kind of...
They can't do it.
I know they can't do it. They can't do it.
Oh, God,
but
they would turn on them so quick.
I feel like at this point, they need to shut up, bring it all in, and, like, really clean house with it.
Okay, I thought you were going.
Oh,
I was gonna say nuclear. But you can't do that. Yes.
No, there's
like
no.
you can't go nuclear with
There's
it.
no way that you can immediately reboot now.
No,
sorry,
but you have
to fix what you got.
You gotta like. They all have to just get into a closed room, like just Jeff Johns and a couple of executives, and then clean house of all the other crap, and then focus on what matters. And like we said, one movie at a time. And I'm not saying that's going to fix it, but it might focus them better to where there's not as many holes.
Yeah.
It might direct them, into the right direction.
And let the directors make their movies.
Yes.
I've seen these stories.
If
You don't want the directors having too much control, or else you have things like what BVS was going to be.
Marvel gives James Gunn full range to go do what he wants to do.
Bullshit.
And look at what he's given us.
I have seen this story before. It all leads to crisis.
You say that every week. You know that?
It's going to happen. You keep saying you even saying you want a reboot.
No, I didn't say a reboot. I said they
need
to close doors and like clean house, and I'm talking about within their building, within what they've got going
Sounds like
on.
what they do in the comic books.
What?
Sounds like exactly what they do in the comic books. They dig the hole so deep that all they can do is just start all over.
But that's what we're saying. We're saying
We're not saying start all over, Jason. Listen, we're talking
saying-
about cleaning house as far as the executives that are working on it being too
here's-
many cooks in the
I
kitchen.
feel like we're actually in the movie now.
Here's my question for you. Because like, in Affleck's statement, which is, we can all admit, it's complete bullshit. That's just someone wrote that up. Say, Ben, this is what you say.
Yeah.
But the word that always got me in there is, I'm looking for someone to collaborate with. So is it that they need, I'm going to pose this to all you, do they need to go get a name? Do they need a name to direct this movie? Or do they need a Wade Phillips? You know, they need someone who's just going to be in that chair for Ben Affleck to work with, to do when he's busy doing other stuff.
What I think they need is that. What I think they're looking for
Which
is
one?
what I think they need is
Phillips.
someone is the Wade Phillips. What I think they're trying to do is the name.
And that's what I think. I think they need a name. At this point, yeah, you got Ben Affleck, but you need a name to direct this film if you want to save face.
But what
What's the name
name?
you're gonna put in the
And
seat?
that,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Who are you going to go get that wants to go in there and work with them with all these
Joss
different
Whedon. He's like, screw it, guys. I hate you, Marvel. I hate you, Disney.
He would help them. I mean, Marvel didn't do so great with Thor, and they said, "Hey, please, could you help us?" And he came and it's like, "All right, this half of the script is gone,"
Yeah.
and he rewrote half of the script, not like, "Give me a typewriter."
Well, I don't know. I just Wonder Woman, Justice League better hit. That's all we know.
That has to. Jason, what is your thought? Like, what is your solution? We've all come up with a different one. What's your solution?
Make a good movie.
Pretty straightforward.
I mean, yeah.
No, seriously, make a movie that people go out and say, "I really like that movie."
But
I
how?
think you should see it.
There's already a petition for Zack Snyder to direct the Batman.
I saw that today.
Why? I don't want Zack Snyder to direct the Batman.
I know.
I'm okay with him not. Like,
You know what I liked when David Ayer put out that statement? He's like, there's some stuff I should have done differently. Blah, this, that, the other thing. It's not very often that a director comes out and is like, you know what? I could have done this differently.
yeah.
I could have, put Joker in there more. I could have made him the main villain. I could have fixed a few things. My bad, guys.
I like that he's back for Gotham City Sirens.
Yes.
I like that he's going to do that
I
too.
don't know if we need the Gotham City Sirens.
We don't need it.
But,
We
okay.
don't need it. Absolutely not. Hell, he should just do Batman at this point. Okay, so that's it for DC problems. We're obviously going to keep an eye on all this, and we're going to keep chiming in on all of these issues because, let's be honest, it's a hot topic.
It is.
And there's a lot of issues, so there's lots to talk about.
Absolutely.
But it's okay. We're going to get an awesome Batman movie very soon.
Lego Batman! I mean, Will Arnett. He's fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
really excited
Yeah,
for the Lego
I
Batman.
love Will Arnett. And then Christopher Miller Chris
Lord
Miller and
Miller.
Phil Lord. Yeah, they're great. They're the directors. So, all right. Now, before we end off, this Sunday is a very special moment for all of us, you believe, because it is the Superb Owl in 51 in Houston.
Why my phone does that?
And so it's going to be against the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. And for those of you that are watching, unfortunately, you're only going to be watching for the commercials because we've gone ahead and played the game for you. Yes, it is our 4th annual noobing where Ricardo, our intern, decided for some reason he wanted to challenge me. I don't know why.
Is he stupid?
I think he is. So
why
he
he's the
decided to
intern.
challenge me in a game where he played as the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sorry. And I played as the New England Patriots. You're welcome, Brady. And, well, this is just a snippet of what happened. Okay, golf. All right. Goskowski, take it away. Oh, yeah, that's
All I do
fine.
is score twice.
We're in Houston, too.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Home City.
Let's see how this works.
Let's get a kick return. 22 yards, solid.
You're good.
Oh, already intercepted.
I saw him too. I saw him too. Like as soon as I put him, like, wait, he's right there. Oh,
That was a good play.
that was a great play,
Hightower,
wasn't it?
he was a great player. I like Hightower a lot. He's my best friend. Oh, I hate it because I never remember what play I'm doing. Here we go, Marty B. So would it really make you mad if Marty B was the MVP?
A little bit, just because they're like, you know what? It was a punk here in Dallas, and he was just, yeah, no. I'm just not going to be.
Oh, how did you drop that, Marty? What's wrong with you? You'll never be as good as Gronk.
Gronk's still playing, is he?
No, he's injured.
Still injured?
Technically, I could bring him back right now, but I'm not going. That's all I needed. Keem, keep it down there. Deion Lewis with a touchdown!
Alright. That's one. Okay.
Oh, I see what he's doing now. He's got to get prepared.
No.
He's serious now.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Let's do this. What's the worst thing ever been?
I'll take it.
All right, so if you want to watch the full-length video, you can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SCNS Live. You can also see this video on Cinelinx later on this evening. We decided we weren't going to show it all until later. So, yeah, if you want to find out the final of that, yeah, just go. Just watch
I'm
it.
still the only person to score. Spoiler alert.
It's funny because you'll find out in the video that Ricardo, the entire time, he didn't care about winning. He just cared about scoring against me and scoring more points than BC did last year.
No, he only cared about scoring a touchdown. He could have scored.
He could have scored. He could have scored. There was several times that he was knocking at the end zone, and yet he just decided to go for it instead of kicking a field goal. So that is it for us this evening. Again, thank you so much for joining us on Facebook Live, on Twitch, and on youtube.com/SCNS Live. Also, thank you so much for joining us on Cinelinx.com every day for all your news, reviews, editorials, and more. We could not do it all without you guys. So round the table, where can we find you, starting with Rob?
You can find me on Twitter at NTROPI1. And that's the only place you're going to find me.
All right, and Cora.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at HawksPerch, though I haven't updated, I think, in a month. Or you can find me on Instagram at Korodono, Korodono.
At Move the Joystick.
Hey, before we get into that, which camera am I looking at? I'm looking at this one. Sometimes you gotta beat people to make them understand that they are soft and they are weak. And that's what's happening this weekend, Saturday night, MPX, Controlled Chaos. I'm going to beat Frankie Fisher until he understands that he is soft. That's going down this weekend.
I seriously thought you were talking about noobing and what I did to Ricardo.
That too.
I'm just saying. Like,
Real talk. Break it down. Destroying Frankie Fisher. FJA no more. That's right. Blow it up. Hey, anyway, social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Real Jackass BC, RealJackAssBC, and my podcast, It Is What It Is, every single Thursday on the Jackass Nation Podbean channel.
And now Jason the Exalted One.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JasonTheX, and I'm going to poke BC in the eye.
Oh.
Stop hating.
Hey, you know how do you get a upper hand over your opponent? Just thumb to the eye.
I know.
It's the Austin Aries approach.
I know that very well.
love
I'm
it.
going to use it because I am a jackass.
And again, guys, use our Loot Crate code SCNS Live. Go get Loot Crate today. All right, and we will catch you next week where we will be live and amazing, hilarious, and provocative on Super Cool Nerd Show. Keep on nerding!
Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date on all of our content on SCNS Live.